cannot talk about all this change without talking about people. And you know, this business cannot be done without people. So, so I'm going to put you on the spot here, SAJJEED. The people challenges. You know, when it comes down and you're part of ACCA. So it's, you know, this is not going to happen without the right people. So how do we, in this environment of constant change, attract, develop, and retain our people?
I think they... Can you hear me? Okay, great. Thank you.
Very clearly.
The first thing which we have to do, regardless whatever profession we are, but finance professionals specifically, stop resisting change and start embracing it and start preparing yourself. So as a finance, you have got a one skill set which we say extrapolation or business plan and projections and the forecast. You crunch a lot of number. Why we do that? We anticipate and prepare ourselves how the things will work. When we get into the scenario analysis, what we try to do, we are again using a lot of data set and trying to project what our reaction would be in a certain situation or how we can be proactive to make sure the desired scenario happens. And that requires not only the information, that requires a lot of information. And that all information is not coming from your own department. If one finance professional can come back and tell me that there is a variance, but I don't know why it is, because there are external factors. That's not an excuse anymore. There are so many APIs which are available. If you have anticipated a certain scenario and you need that data, so you have to resist that change and collaborate with somebody who can provide it. So I think the biggest change, the first is stop resisting change and start anticipating it and start preparing yourself way ahead of time. If you're still not using ChatGPT or any software which is LLM based, that you are missing out in a lot of stuff. Don't just reject that outsidely. Accept that first. The second challenge is the retention of talent, and that's the biggest challenge which that current leadership is facing. People have got a different behaviors now, and very unfortunate situation on a people side that Gen X is trying to manage Gen Alpha, and there is a big gap in between. There is a one generation which is setting a policy, there is another generation which is trying to implement it, and the entire workforce belongs to a very different work ethics, work behavior, lifestyle. I think from a leadership side, we have to really bridge that gap and understand the diversity. It's not a fight of right and wrong. 9 to 5 job versus the flexible timing, it's not a right and wrong thing. It's just how we readjust ourselves and make sure we give enough space to every gender and the age group so they can perform collectively. So anticipate and prepare, don't resist change, and give space to everyone. It's not a fight of right and wrong. It's how we can collaborate and work together.
Okay, thanks, Ali. I'll add a few things myself here because I've been in the headhunting industry in finance for many, many years, and it's just really interesting to see the competencies that we now require from finance leaders. You know, they have really, really changed, and it's not just about technical skills and qualifications. That's all taken for granted. It is that ability not just to talk about change, but to manage it, to drive it. And you know, sort of now with CFOs, it's not just about managing the numbers. It's also trying, you know, we expect our finance people now to identify opportunities not just for cost savings, but also for revenue. And then when you start thinking about the retention angle and the attraction angle, it's, you know, the demands of us now are to create an environment that will keep people. And people are becoming incredibly demanding now. I mean, you know, when I'm interviewing candidates, they interview me. They say, well, what is the CSR policies of this organisation? What is their input into sustainability? What is their development plan for me? So, you know, the demands, as if we haven't got enough to deal with all the technological advancements and the constant change, but we have to keep our people engaged. And often those people are not people that are sitting in our office anymore. They're working virtually, and we have to give that to compete. and then we have to manage them virtually as well. So, you know, it's this elephant is just getting bigger and bigger in terms of the challenges we have as finance leaders. But really thinking strategically about the attraction, retention, and development angle of our people is a critical part to being a finance leader. And it's now, you know, finance leaders have to have thoughts about this, have to be thinking a lot more strategically about their function. It's and keeping people within it. So. Huge challenges again. Okay, so let's move now. There is a topic around ethical leadership and sustainability that we've sort of mentioned. So, Ali, really interested to get your views on the challenges facing us as finance leaders in this area.
So, I think it's a very it's a basic topic when we are living our lives, and especially in the finance world. I'm an actuary, and there are not one but many instances where we as actuaries, and I'm sure the finance people, we come across instances where we don't know really what is we fall into gray areas all the time, and I think it's and we can play it either way. I think that's a question, and in a question everybody needs to continue to ask themselves what is the right thing to do, not what the law is, but what is the right thing to do, because you can find ways around it. So I think that's a continuous question process that everyone should follow. There are actually courses out there that I think at least in the actuarial science world, you have to go through an ethics course once every 2 years, just to remind you that there are certain lines that you shouldn't be crossing. So I think that's a constant that everybody needs to ask themselves, and wherever you get stuck, I think there are enough professional people around you that you should go and seek help from and seek their view. Maybe they have encountered a similar situation in the past, and on how to overcome that. So I think that's a constant that everybody has to manage.
Okay, thanks, Ali. Well, how are we going for time? I think we're good. So look, all we've tried to do in this, just remind you, our topic was navigating the future of finance amidst leadership challenges. So I just think it nicely sets the forum for the challenges facing us as finance leaders. We have taken probably 3 or 4 bites out of the elephant, and thank you, gentlemen, for those invaluable contributions. And as we pull all this information together and make it available for you, I think a couple of points that came really out is that, one, we cannot do it alone, as finance leaders, unless we sort of develop good people around us, and that's in terms of mentors and people that can get us sort of thinking outside the box. Then we will struggle to cope with this level of change. And sort of, because we're not only dealing with technology, we're dealing with people, we're dealing with sustainability, we're dealing with ESG, and ultimately it all comes back to us as finance leaders to give the guidance to our CEOs and COOs. So it sets the platform nicely. Thank you, gentlemen, and I'd like to give everyone a round of applause for turning up today and giving us their views. Everyone will be available, so please feel free to reach out to them to embellish on some of the areas that we've discussed today. So I'll hand back to our MC and look forward to the rest of the day. It's been delightful being with you today.
Thank you so much, Russell. Now I would like to request Jonas to please come over to the stage. We would like to present some souvenirs to our August panelists. So, Jonas, please. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. First of all, I would like to invite Mr. SAJJEED ASLAM over to the stage, please. Mr. SAJJEED ASLAM. Sir.